Okay, welcome to Wargroove here. We're here at Act 4, Mission 1. Welcome to Heavensong. Okay, so some good news and some bad news about this mission. So, the good news is it's going to be very short. The bad news is it has to be very short. Because, as you can see, the enemy has a massive defender's advantage. They have much more money income than you do. And they also have a huge, basically multiple choke points that they can fight you in, and their superior numbers will pretty much always win. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is build a wagon, and we're going to put Nuru here, but we're not going to put Nuru in the wagon. The reason because of this is because the pikemen in the south will bum rush towards this choke point if you do put Nuru in the wagon, because I guess they see the lack of commander as free access to this area. So we're gonna put Nuru in the wagon now, and we're gonna put them in range of the archer. This may seem strange, but by putting the wagon in range of the archer, it's gonna stand here, and we're gonna counterattack with Nuru, so she stands in the forest and wipes the archer out. Meanwhile, on this side, this swordsman is going to come up and it's going to capture this village, this barracks, and this village here before coming towards the south in order to help us with our initial breakthrough. Because the plan is we're going to basically poke the enemy on this side. That's going to cause them to overreact and come send most of their army down here. We're going to rush back up north and we're going to punch through the center, and then we're going to try and take out the stronghold. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build another swordsman. He's going to go across and capture that village. Okay, now we see on the enemy's turn, they're going to move forward and capture that village. It's pretty standard. Here the archers attack the wagon. Okay, so now Nuru's going to move forward and she's going to instantly take out these archers. Okay, so this opening is for more than just killing the archers, because now that Nuru is effectively in range of this knight and these dogs, they're gonna feel confident attacking her even in these in this forest. So we're gonna move the wagon back because she's gonna be pulled back, and these swordsmen are gonna go in and capture this village. These swordsmen are gonna move up and capture this village. Again, make sure you're capturing with this one to the east, so that way you're forcing the enemy swordsmen, if they don't want to be attacked, to capture from these plains instead of this road, or from this road, and they continue on. Okay, so we're gonna save our money now. Now we see the knights come in for an attack on Nuru. And it's very important this part here where she counterattacks, because now these knights are going to be extremely weak and they're not going to be able to hold the line against any other heavy stuff like, say, another knight or a spearman. These dogs are going to come in for an attack. And most of them are going to get destroyed. Okay, and now we've pretty much baited a massive overreaction on their side. So now they're gonna most of these guys are gonna continue moving south, and we're effectively gonna force them into a base trade scenario. But because the AI isn't very good at prioritizing your stronghold, they'll stop and fight all these villages we've captured along the way, pretty much wasting the time they have to win. So we're gonna move the swordsman here. We're gonna put this wagon in front, and we're gonna drop Nuru off here. We're going to advance and capture this barracks. And now we're gonna build our first knight Okay, the swordsman comes for an attack on the wagon. Okay, so now these swordsmen can move here, and we can capture from the south. We're going to move Nuru. We gotta move. Well, we gotta move the wagon here. We're gonna use the swordsman to get a critical strike from Nuru. They're only gonna take a little damage in return. Nuru's gonna come down and reinforce, and from her space, we're gonna put this knight. This is very important. The knight has to be standing here. Okay, and we're gonna build another knight on the north to come in, and these are basically gonna be the two knights that we're gonna use to break through. So we're gonna end our turn. Okay, so the reason we needed this knight to be exactly in this position is so we can move the 6 spaces and then use our critical strike on the spearmen. Because they weren't in any sort of defense whatsoever, they're pretty much worthless now. So now we're gonna advance this knight as fast as we can. We're going to bring in Nuru to attack this village.
I can't wait.
Yeah, again, it's a luck roll whether or not she actually decaptures this, but it's fine that she didn't. So we're gonna move this swordsman here and effectively block. Yeah, actually, we're going to pull these guys as well. And yeah, we're gonna move forward and we're gonna decapture the village and effectively block them. So now this wagon with the swordsman is going to come and drop these swordsmen off in the mountains, giving us another angle for whoever may stand here. Okay, we're actually going to save our money because Nuru is very close to getting her groove. And we're going to use the groove to try and summon a trebuchet or a knight around her the Heavensong stronghold area and break it. So we're going to end turn. Yes, so we've officially gone to the base trade part of this mission now. Their entire army is just moving in towards the south. Okay. So, they actually have a chance of sometimes just throwing everything at trying to attack this green guard here, but they didn't decide to do so this time. So, that's ultimately fine. So, we're going to move Nuru forward. We're going to save her teleport beam for later. So, we're going to capture with these swordsmen. We're going to use these swordsmen to basically stand in this wall area and destroy these weakened swordsmen. These knights are going to come in for another critical charge on this unlucky spearman. Okay, well these knights are just gonna quickly advance, and this wagon is going to pretty much just stay behind the wall, and we're gonna use that one to ferry Nuru close to the stronghold. And with that, we're gonna end turn. As we see, the knights that we weakened earlier are gonna struggle at fighting our barracks, and they're gonna take even more damage, making them even more inept at actually fighting our stronghold. The spearmen are gonna come in and attack our villages and also take damage. Swordsmen come in, decaptures our village. That's unfortunate. They expected. They're moving the ballista in, the archer in, the mage in. Okay. So we're gonna move forward with this knight. We're gonna decapture this village. And again, we're pretty much closing in on their stronghold now, but since we're actually going to be focusing on their stronghold, we're going to do it a lot quicker than they're going to finish off ours. So we're gonna put Nuru. So we're gonna. Yeah, trying. Yeah, we need to put. Yes, I believe the best space would be to put Nuru here. And so that way she can bait the dog attack and we're not worrying about losing our wagon to the dog. And now these knights are going to move here so they can quickly strike the stronghold next turn and bring us victory. So with that, we're going to end turn. Nuru gets attacked by the dogs, expected. She weakens them to the point of uselessness. Yes, now these knights that come in for attack on our stronghold aren't very good, aren't going to do very much. Yeah, again, as you can see, the enemy's problem is they're just so slow. They're stopping the fight, everything along the way. Unfortunately, these swordsmen are going to go in for an attack on our green guards and weaken them a bit, but that's ultimately going to be fine. Yes, now they realize too late what's going on and they've sent their giant up, but it's going to be over before they can arrive to stop us. Dog goes in for an attack on our barracks, gets destroyed. Okay. So now we're going to calculate the range. So we're gonna actually move here, and we're gonna drop the trebuchet here.
Reinforcements.
And immediately, it's going to quickly strike the stronghold. And there we go. The critical strike from the weakened knight is going to be the thing that finishes the day. And we win turn 9. Okay. So, wrapping this up, this is a relatively, again, simple mission. You pretty much have to do it quick, or you're gonna just stagnate and suffer heavy losses as you try and fight through here, because the enemy can get giants and you cannot. So, again, as long as you, again, this is pretty much a guaranteed result for the most part, so long as you bait them towards the south and then you shift all your forces toward the center. Again, there's some variation of what they build and whether or not they decide to just go in for full force attacks on your knight early on. But it's going to be for the most part the same, so long as you use the general strategy of, you know, just bum rushing through the center and destroying their stronghold before they can destroy yours. You should be able to do this mission pretty simply. I mean, there's even some variation of what you can do. You don't have to use the trebuchet. You could just use another knight, and then you can spam the stronghold with 3 knights and Nuru herself. But that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.